Anyways, guys, like the show, follow the host, and let's get some good religious topics coming up here. Muslims, Christians, atheists, Jews first. Jews come on first. Those who disagree.
You know,
Yeah.
we were talking about tattoos in the other live for a little bit. Now, of course, in a traditional rabbinic halacha, tattoos are a no-no. However, going back to Leviticus 19, and I think it's 26, it talks about how you will not cut yourself or mark yourself for mourning purposes. But, you also look at Yeshayahu 44:9, I believe, where it says, and people will mark upon their arms.
I am the Lord's.
Yeah, I am the Lord's.
Mm.
So I'm just curious. Through that perspective, would you consider that there would be such a thing as a quote unquote kosher tattoo?
So it's not just from a Torah perspective. From a rabbinic perspective, tattoos are technically allowed. Most people don't teach this. I wanted to make a video on it. It's a little controversial. I think the halacha goes by Rabbi Akiva, and that is that what's prohibited is it has to be like either the name of God, the Tetragrammaton, it would have to say Ani Hashem, or the name of some idol for it to actually be prohibited. Right? There are opinions that disagree with it, but according to the way we follow halacha, whenever Rabbi Akiva has a ruling, we go by Rabbi Akiva instead of his contemporaries. That's how it's typically understood. So in the state of Israel today, I think it was Rabbi Ovadia Yosef who said that it was allowed for women to get tattoos for cosmetic reasons, which means by definition that it's not prohibited. Even to allow what's called bediavad, like after the fact, they could only allow it as long as it's not a Torah prohibition. So they're acknowledging that it's not a Torah prohibition. So it's technically allowed. I'm not encouraging people to get tattoos, okay? But if it happens, it happens. I mean, I actually have a lot of tattoos from before I became religious. I'm all over the place, But yeah, I'm just telling you what the law actually is. Now, the Rambam happens to disagree. I don't know how he came to this conclusion. I mean, not going by Rabbi Akiva, but he holds that the prohibition is any type of ink into your into a gun, violates that prohibition. Any type of thing. But this is just the Rambam. I'm just telling you how the law actually appears. So I would say that it's technically allowed if it's not the name of an idol, or the name or the phrase Ani Hashem.
Or, for example, just a tattoo in commemoration of somebody too, right? Because that's literally what's written down in the Leviticus. You should not.
Yeah, but that's only, from a Karaite perspective, you're right. That's what it says from a Karaite perspective. But the idolatrous act, like cutting yourself for the dead, was done as a form of idolatry. That is how that specific idol was worshipped. This is what Shiite Muslims do nowadays when they cut themselves. Is it for Ali or it's one of those people that they're cutting themselves for the dead technically. So that itself is akin to, I think, what the Torah was talking about. So yeah, why? What do you want to get? You want to get sleeved up?